right after the Depression, I was always blessed to, my mother had taught me that, well, if you want to get something, what you got to do is go out and work for it. That, of course, we had a lot of Democratic friends that was on WPA and NPA and all the A's, and but in other words, they were, which was good. I'm sure they couldn't find work, mainly because there just wasn't any work to find. And so a lot of these that they did go work on WPA, which would be projects like they put in the sewer there at South Salt Lake, all of it, and projects such as that. But anyway, I was born just at the right time, I guess. My mother and brothers had taught me that, well, if you want some money to spend, all you got to do is, you don't have to be the highest price guy around, but if you go in and tell them that you'll do it for just a little cheaper and that you can do it nicer, you know, it was just a sales pitch. But anyway, I had been taught to work, and so I had, I think, about 4 regular families that I would take care of their lawns. And so in high school, well, you know, I didn't have lots of money, but I always had a quarter in my pocket, and which is sure a lot more than a lot of them had. But the reason I started telling Polly this story is that we were right across the street from Scott's, which was the little sandwich shop that was right across the street from the school. And so every night that I'd go to walk her home, I had a real close buddy. His name was Wayne Borg, and the 3 of us had, a lot of people didn't even know whose girlfriend she was, whether she was mine.
Gotta say your name.
Or Nadine. Didn't know whether Nadine was my girlfriend or whether she was Wayne Borg's girlfriend. But anyway, she was so lovable. I mean, I had quite a few friends that we were on the stage crew here at Granite, and so we usually would go out on, you know, 5 or 6 or 8, whatever, would go out together on whatever we did. We'd either go to somebody's home and have a kind of a party. We used to go out to Ralph Silver, who was, he was the electrician of the bunch on the stage crew. But we used to go out to his house quite a few, and his sweet little old mother, she'd just take us in, and she always didn't know whether we'd be there or we'd be someplace, but we was having some fun. The reason I say that is that she was just the kindest, most gracious woman. We could always, if we didn't have anything else to do, we could always go to Silver's, and she would usually have a cake that she had made just in case somebody happened to drop by. But anyway, the reason I started to tell you about the money is that I would buy Nadine a candy bar every night that we'd walk home. And Wayne, he likewise, his dad had the, I think they called it Pinedale Potato Chip Factory. And I used to go over there and work sometimes. But anyway, it was always fun. And she would, I always used to have a Mound bar, because in those days, well, and I think they still make two chocolate bars out of a Mound, don't they? But she would always have, Nadine would have a, what did they call it? Like a Babe Ruth? No, it was Man Alive. She cut me off at the heels now because I forgot what her favorite candy was. But anyway, I would always buy her a candy bar and Wayne a candy bar and myself a candy bar. And so we were really living it up. We were born in the best of times, I still think, because I had the opportunity of being taught that you have to work for what you get, but there's always work if you're willing to do it. And I feel like that was kind of a special blessing in my life, because all through my life it's been exactly the same. If I wanted a job and wanted to do something bad enough, all I had to do was try to do it. Sometimes I'd make a mess of it, but other times, my ears just popped. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I was taught that if anything is worthwhile doing, don't waste your time. Do the very, very best you can. My old friend Paul Paulson taught me that when I started out working for him as a laborer, and he drove by a building that he had built years before, and he says, "You see that building, Jim?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "I can sure see a lot of things that I made a mistake on." But he says, "You know, I don't feel too bad about it, because at the time I did it the very best I could, the best I knew how to do it, and that way I've never been sorry, because even though I can see lots of things that I would do different right now, I don't feel bad because I didn't know how to do other than what I did then." So, and you know, that's kind of stuck with me all these years. Do the very best you can while you're doing it, and then you have no regrets as you go on down the road of life. And I guess I'm the same. I'm sitting here in between these buildings at Granite High School, and I think of when they was building the new auditorium at that time. We were the first class to meet in it, but there was a lot of landscaping and to do, and rather than go to school, well, I'd go out, and if you volunteered, you could go out and do all this grubbing work and landscaping and what have you, getting it ready, because the students did a lot of that work. But I'm sitting in a corner here now as my Maydeen was in this classroom that's right behind me, and I was out here running the tractor trying to level out dirt. Then I had my shirt off, and she, I don't know whether I shocked her or what, but she came and looked out the window, and there I was half naked out there going to school. Anyway.
But you used to go skinny dipping when you were swimming.
Oh, yeah. I told Polly that, Granite had this real nice swimming pool in their old building, and they were about the only high school around the state that we knew of that had the swimming pool. And so you'd go for a swimming class. Well, everybody would go nature's dip, you know, and when I told her that, she thought that was so strange that all these naked high school kids run around in there swimming, and I said, well, she says, well, were the girls in the same class? And I said, no, they let the girls wear swimming suits, but they wouldn't let them in. And then I reminded her that the old Deseret Gym there in Salt Lake, the men used to go in their birthday suits swimming, and of course the women always wore suits, but They used to claim that that's where all the bacteria and all the disease came from, is your old dirty swimming suits.
Are you done?
I'm